we had, we had a combat session last session. The Hex Girls' first mission in service to Deliverance. And we also had a bunch of pilot logs. They were basically me bullying everybody into role playing with me. So I would recommend checking those out. I'm just going to do a quick recap of last mission. Last mission, our job was to escort a bunch of prisoners into safe territory across hostile territory, so they could negotiate peace on the planet Rutau. And so we did that, but there were some complications, including bounty hunters who showed up to kill Bryn. They were driven off.
No, they did not show up to kill me.
Capture.
It's important distinction.
Showed up to like have a nice tea party with Bryn.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember them? Captured him, set him free, etc., etc., etc.
I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I know why. Jeff does, but Bryn does not.
So
Bryn was just like, "Who are those assholes? I'm gonna shoot a laser at them."
Yeah,
and it was done.
Nice wife you got there. Shame if something were to happen to her. Sorry, go ahead.
Fuck you, enjoy my hot laser shit. That time that Bryn beat an entire mini-box squad on his own.
Well, I mean, they were scripted to leave after one got taken out, so...
Yeah, he might have actually been in trouble if we hadn't encouraged you to do that, Jenner, ironically enough.
Yeah, I guess. So, anyway, how much... I'm not the lead GM. Like, how much time do you want to say has passed since that? I want to recap a couple things, but I just want to get an idea of where y'all want to be now.
What's the aftermath of, like, what we did in the last mission? Would we have just gone right back to the Adolith, or would we have gotten some debriefing at the end?
You cross into the safe zone, and, I mean, the commandos are just sad because, you weren't able to save all of them. You did lose one. The Deliverance General is just glad that you got here, right? And you got them here safe and that they can finally make peace. And I'm just going to assume that one of you informs them that the de-escalation squad did not make it. And in where they were sad about the lost commando that didn't make it, they don't really show much reaction at all to the de-escalation squad falling. Like, they were just devastated the commando fell. But when you tell the de-escalation squad fell, they just... It's almost like relief. Right on their face.
If 3 of them die, but 1 got kidnapped, well, who the fuck wanted that guy?
Do you actually say that? Because they will react to that.
I think Bryn is the only person who could have said that.
Jeff,
what? Sorry, I was thinking about energy weapons, and I realized that lines don't count as range, so I don't get extra range on those. What was going on?
You're the only person who knows that whether or not the rat got kidnapped. None of us would have been able to see that.
I would totally mention that. I would see no reason not to.
Lyra would ask first if they needed help in securing any mementos of the fallen, and then second, would probably be the one of them kind of got kidnapped, so you might want to save him because he's your comrade.
Okay, I don't think Lyra was close enough to see that, but Bryn can definitely tell them that. So,
I mean when Bryn says it.
But you can definitely say that first part, and you can say that second part after Bryn says, informs them of the kidnapping. So here's how they'll I guess commander of the support forces will say when you give them this information. They respond to, we can pick up tokens of the fallen by saying their falling was their token, which is okay. And when you tell them that the rat boy was taken, they visibly recoil and look horrified. Like, they can't mask it. That's how not cool that is. And
are they having that conversation in front of all of us?
Yes, I would assume they're having, you're seeing these interactions in front of all of you.
Okay.
And there's a definite, there's no way better to describe this person's reaction than oh no. okay, at that information.
Sylvia's going to... Can I make a read a situation roll to try and kind of, like, tease out any extra things that reaction might be hinting at?
Go ahead.
That's plus grit and plus my triggers, which is now a +6, yikes almighty. 12.
What does that get on a response, Fef?
I think since it's just a pilot skill check, then that's just a success because the target's usually 10.
All right. So what you know, based on what you saw, and Default's reaction to what we saw, is I remember you mentioned, Sylvia mentioned in character that she'd done some research on Deliverance and had confirmed with Default that a lot of the rumors on the internet, if true, would not be the best. One of the rumors that you run across occasionally on the internet is that Deliverance has a secret army that dies. A secret special forces army that dies. And that army, according to Hyperbole on the internet, ignores civil dual culture and just tries to kill anything it can. And it's just like this atrocity machine that just marches. And it sounds horrific and almost so hyperbolic that it's difficult to believe that such a thing could actually exist, and that on the surface a faction like Deliverance, what it paints itself to be, would ever allow such a thing to exist. And yet, those pilots did not eject and they blowed up. And this person is reacting as if that somebody not dying, not blowing up, and being taken away is a very oh no. That's, I think, the best information I can give you for reading this situation.
Sylvia's just kind of like, Sylvia's just gonna kind of quietly internalize that, like kind of raise her eyebrow and, you know, kind of mutter under her breath to whoever is standing closest to her, be it Lyra or Isadora or Bryn. Yeah, funny how, like, they had 5 malfunctions all at the same time on the ejection chair.
How convenient. The commander recovers pretty quickly, and, you know, basically, you know, what a 1 in a million unlucky, unfortunate thing. We have to secure this peace process now, but you have been a great service to Deliverance, and I'm certain you've already been paid.
Have we already been paid?
Yeah, they paid you up front a ridiculous sum. I mean, things are still pretty hot right now. There's no, like, we're in a place where there isn't really any towns or villages, so to speak, that would be, like, there are bad things happening to them that we now made stop. But, like, I don't know if they'd be good, like, they'd be to your liking, so, you know, you can, you know, head on out, or you can try to chill out here, and we'll just kind of keep a security detail with you to make absolutely sure, because if they're going to jump our prison escort, they might jump you. If that's okay.
This is a broadcast, right?
Yeah. This person is talking right to you, like his mech cockpit is open, and you're just talking with words back and forth to each other.
Well, I say, I'll have to check with the group before we decide on that.
Of course. He looks to 2 other people in mechs. I mean, I'm gonna say they're probably also in Calibans, because why not? And they just kind of like give him a nod, and they just kind of stand there, and then he moves off to take care of business, and he just thanks, like, he gives you a salute. And all things Deliverance, and he steps off.
Right. I you know, turn on the radio and say, all right, we're leaving, right? We're not staying here. Why would we stay here?
No.
Yeah. Sylvia's just gonna go like, I don't trust anyone who pilots a Caliban.
That's a wise decision.
It's valid. I just want to check to make sure. You know, I value your input. I wait a appropriate amount of time to not seem weird and say, yeah, we're gonna head out. We'll get picked up by our. I guess we get picked up by our ship, right?
Yeah.
No, they hide.
The
Yeah,
Aetolith.
down
The
here?
Aetolith can just get you. So yeah, the one of the two people in the Calibans will just take you to like a makeshift like flight strip. It's just an area they cleared out that can fit dropships, and the Aetolith will be able to just swing down and pick you all up.
Yeah, the other crew said they had a job lined up in the area, but, you know, it was a quick delivery thing, because mostly they're here for this.
So now the scene that we're actually, the map that I actually put us on before I made myself a player character, is canon. We're back up on the Aetolith. Default just kind of collapses out of her mech, and she's just not. I mean, she stopped breaking down, and she's moving now, but she's like not. She has not pulled herself together quite yet.
Sylvia, what should we do about that situation? I gesture vaguely.
Sylvia kind of looks at Bryn, then looks at Lyra, then looks at Isadora and goes, I can go. I can try.
I would appreciate that. Listen, I'm currently her legal guardian, but I'm not qualified
so maybe
whatsoever.
I should be asking you this question. I am unfamiliar with her culture. How appropriate on scale of 1 to 10 is incredibly roughly made alcohol as a way of cheering her up?
She is a minor.
Well, wait,
I don't know what that means.
Fefner, what's the legal drinking age in Overture?
That's a. I mean, like, default's under no matter what.
Yeah,
but
default's under no matter what, but
it's a very supervised 18.
okay, cool.
I do not know what this means.
Default 16, it would be illegal for
Sylvia
her to
just
drink.
looks at Lyra and goes like, whatever you do, just keep her away from any alcohol.
This is disappointing, but I will abide by the decisions.
Well, everybody's talking about default like she's not there. She actually does stumble out of the room in kind of like a daze.
Sylvia just takes a minute to notice this, and then she's like, oh shit. Right now she's not going to talk to us at all.
I'm going to go pilot the ship now. And Isadora leaves.
Yeah.
Sylvia just looks back and forth between Lyra and Bryn and goes like, Lyra, did you have plans?
Only normal plans. So yes. But also no. What do you do?
Great, you're coming with me.
Great.
I'm
And
coming with you.
just grabs Lyra's arm, hauls her down the corridors to Default's cabin where she's presumably slinking off to.
One sec, before you go,
Yeah.
Bryn says, listen, I am responsible for her, so if you need me to talk to her, just tell me what to tell me that you do. I will take care of it. But, like, this is not my main skill. I appreciate you.
Sylvia
what a
just
good leader.
nods. Sylvia just nods gratefully and goes like, don't worry. I might tag you in, but hopefully I can at least keep her together long enough for us to land.
And listen, no, if that girl gets drunk, her father would have me killed. So
we're not. That's why I'm accompanying Lyra.
Listen, So like I understand like does bounty hunters kidnap me for some reason. I don't know why. They were trying to capture me. They would be ones trying to destroy me completely if that ever happened. And he found out about it. So please, I'm a legal guardian, but I don't know what to do.
Okay. Before we initiate this scene, we have to have a completely different scene. We need to flash back, fuck you, Jeff, to before we hit Rutao. A couple days before we land on Rutao, there's a ding at Bryn's door.
Yes.
Hey, through the pager, we need to talk. Can we talk?
I just hit a button and open the door. Slaps open. I am sitting at a desk with a drink and a book.
Default steps into the room, and to establish a timeline, she's freshly showered and out of those clothes she was wearing for 2 days. So this is
So it's like 2 p.m.?
Yeah, it's shortly after the conversation she had with Sylvia where she gave her the armadillo.
So Bryn is drinking at like 2 p.m. in the afternoon, because whatever. It's his lifestyle.
And Default waits for the door to close and looks around. She knows there are cameras here, but she doesn't care. This is too important. Bryn, Commander, have you ever killed?
Actually, I have not. That I know of, anyways.
She looks so relieved. Like seriously, audible exhale of relief.
I was a commanding officer in the military. It wasn't like a grunt. I never drew my firearm once outside training.
Commander, you were good friends with my dad. You fought with him several times, according to what my dad told me when he told me to join up with you. Has my dad killed? Jeff, her dad killed a lot.
Did he kill personally, or did he do orders that made people die?
Both.
He there's a very blank look on his face for a minute, and he says,
Do you know
anyone
about,
who...
Are you familiar with commissars from Warhammer?
Oh my god.
That is her dad.
That was wow, that was not anything I had to do. I would say that when you're in the military for a very long time and you're responsible for a lot of people, many more than I was responsible for. I was on an exploration ship. Your father was a military commander.
Yeah, he was a general.
I never personally saw him kill anybody, but I know that yes, he has.
That just, it's like you physically struck her, right?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
No,
I'm not gonna lie to you about this.
I'm not telling you, please, this is just her reaction.
No, I say that.
Right?
Listen, yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you about this, because you'd find out eventually. I can't, I have to tell you the truth.
Yeah, but her reaction to that is, you physically struck her. She, she physically reels at that, and, kind of crumples. Not kind of, very crumples.
I grab a chair, and I put her in it, and give her, a glass of water.
Isadora, Lyra, Sylvia, them too?
I don't know. I have not pried into their past.
They didn't eject when I did it, did they?
Did the what?
At this point, she's incomprehensible and she can't.
No, I did hear you said, Jenner.
No, you didn't. Okay. She did. She said they didn't eject when I did it, did they? But she's so incomprehensible that you're allowed to not understand that that's what she said.
I think Bryn just kind of stares for a second, what?
Yeah, she's unraveling in front of you.
Bryn is kind of standing there. He's like, he doesn't know what to do because he just never had to deal with a team before.
Mm-hmm.
Collect this, please.
Eventually, suddenly, she just kind of snaps on her own. Not a bad kind of snap. Well, it is a bad kind of snap, but not the kind of snap maybe you're thinking of. She just stops breaking down, sits back up straight, looks you right in the eyes. It's all Brand. She's all Brand. And she just smiles. It's so fake. It's so fake. It says, "Thank you for being honest with me." And she just stands and leaves. Now we can flash back to the present.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Bryn, just he grabs his drink, he just downs the whole thing. He's like, oh, that could have gone better. It could have also gone worse, but...
I'm glad we've established now in narrative and in Bryn's conversation with us that this is not his primary skill set.
Yeah. That's why I needed, like, that was the best timing to have that scene so we could show it really is not. We need to confirm. All right, now we can snap back to the present. Do we want to do other people's scenes before this one since I've hogged the camera a bit, or do we just want to do this one now?
I could probably do this one after. That'd be fine.
Because okay. Isadora and Sylvia probably need some time together to do one of the scenes Beth and I were planning, so...
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. So the onboard cameras on the Adalith actually do, like, say, like, you know, Default just went to the cabin that she claimed for herself, right? And she's just kind of sitting, like, she's just kind of sat down in her chair. And she's
her gamer chair?
Yeah, and it will, I guess she was able to bring her gamer chair, yeah, so her gamer chair.
Yeah.
She didn't even, like, you know, last time you had to break into her room. This time she didn't even remember to lock the door.
Sylvia just kind of, like, looks in and kind of motions for Lyra to follow her. She's like, Lynn? Hey,
Default looks up at you, and it's haunting. Quinn's not here right now. How may I help you?
Well, I don't know if you can help me. It looks an awful lot to me like you're the one who needs help right now.
Well...
Sylvia just kind of, like, elbows Lyra.
I don't know how to handle this kind of emotion except through drink. And also maybe carousing.
Lyra's skills are drinking and fucking, and Default is 16. So...
We could obtain some sort of very fast moving vehicle.
So it just, like, looks at Lyra like, I brought you along because I know you two are friends, but also, really?
Children love fast moving vehicles.
You know what? No, stay. Sylvia just returns her attention to Default.
Mm-hmm. It is Default you were speaking to. Extremely, in this case.
Ooh, somebody's echoing.
Yeah, that's me. Sorry, I got a little too excited. It might be somebody else's audio picking me up now somehow.
It's Scarlet.
Okay.
Sylvia just kind of looks at you and Default and goes like, was that your first time seeing that happen?
In real life? Yes.
It was kind of a shock for me the first time I saw someone not eject as well.
I'm going to have to contact my publicist, and do a bit of image control that's not, as you know, kosher. But it will be okay.
Yeah, don't archive that stream.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Sylvia actually looked there. She's like, Default, I don't think you can archive that. You shouldn't.
No, I'm going to. The damage. This is a minor image damage that can be quickly overcome with the proper manner of apology video and a quick charity stream for the survivors. This is nothing. This is over very soon. So,
Default, you just caught 5 members of Deliverance as shock troops, deliberately sabotaging their own escape systems.
Yeah, that video will be scrubbed. She doesn't look okay with it. There's like a brief minute of realness with that, right? But the front snaps back up. very quickly.
Do whatever you need to do, but you are not okay right now.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be a couple weeks before the damage of this event.
I'm not talking about the damage of this event. I'm talking about the fact that you just saw 4 people die. Probably more, to be honest.
That's going to be very scarring for my viewers. You're right.
Sorry.
Your viewers. Your
No,
viewer.
Jeff, this is exactly what I wanted.
God damn it.
And for you?
Well, I'm certain, she looks around, the cameras are on, that if such a thing was...
Lara, break the camera.
Of course, the loss of life is tragic and impactful for me.
Elbow.
It's a tragedy.
Ira.
Alice, did you go AFK?
She's muted.
Oh no, you're on your own, Sylvia. Lyra, you have to hack the cameras so default stops being the worst.
I said break them. I specifically did not say hack them.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, I thought you were talking about hacking it. It's like,
No, break
I can't
them.
do that.
You're gonna do damage to the Adolith. This is rude. I want it known that it's rude.
I can pay for it.
I'm not sure that I mean, is that okay? I mean, it isn't really, you know.
Sylvia, I'm gonna do a take control roll here.
Okay.
Let's.
I love it. You love to see it. What are you trying to take control of? I mean, well, you can explain after you make.
No, you do.
Also, kind of like directing Lyra to do what I want in this instance.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like do the aura of command.
That's an 11.
That's just like that's enough to kind of get her to. Well, I can't control your character, but like that would be a very bare success. So read that how you will.
Okay. Lyra will move. Lyra will go ahead. Will assist, but she's really.
Just pull out the red wire that does the feed.
Fine, and she just like grabs it quickly before she changes her mind and yanks it.
Thank you.
Once all the cameras go off, default stays up. Quinn does not come back.
So I did the thing. Like, is it fixed now? Yeah, are we good?
Apparently not. I was hoping that would. Never mind.
That is unfortunate. I'm not sure why you made me do that.
I have to think about.
At least one person here should know that.
The proper public response to a tragedy like this, and to show proper respect. It didn't seem that Deliverance cared that they perished. So I have to consider how to respond in a way that is respectful to everybody. So I
Sylvia,
have to do that
those
research.
5 people were supposed to die. I don't know if they were supposed to die there, but no one just turns off their ejector unless they are okay with dying in the cockpit.
Default looks directly at Lyra when you say that. Really?
Look, some of us are not used to your strange conveniences. And also, I'm a little less concerned with that and more concerned with you noticed that they didn't really, when we mentioned their fallen comrades, you noticed that they didn't, how do you say it, they didn't really mind?
Oh, you picked up on that too.
I don't understand it. Like, one thing, yes, you understand that in a war, some of you will die, that is fine. That's just a part of what happens. But they didn't care. It didn't really register at all as having any meaning, and that was a little concerning.
I was, admittedly, now that the cameras are off, she can be a bit more honest, but she's still default. A little out of sorts in that moment, still composing myself. But yes, I did notice that they almost seemed relieved, as if they were just waiting. They had already known that those people were dead. Like when the soldier shows up at your door after you haven't gotten that letter from your soldier spouse in a couple months, and you just feel relieved. It was kind of that kind of reaction.
What causes such a thing? Like, what? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It's what I have heard of the I don't know what they're called again. The Deliverance people. The way that they carry themselves is always very high-minded, but I would expect them to be distraught if they were really so high-minded, but they are not. They don't seem to care about anyone who dies at all. I mean, maybe except for she's just kind of like shrugs, like just it's too weird.
I will be doing research I'll be making a video later on tonight once I figure out the proper way to go about this. But yes, Sylvia, in answer to your question, this was not okay for me, honestly and dishonestly. Strained. She smiles like a strained smile.
I can tell. You need help right now.
I've got it under control. Thank you.
No, you really don't. Because now...
That's not true of any teen ever.
It's fair.
So, Sylvia is kind of riding the line here, yes, and I'm kind of hoping it results in a big reaction. No, you really don't. Because if I know you, because I know you are smart, right now, some part of you is thinking about the possibility of the fact that if we had been hired by someone other than the person we were hired by for this mission, and we'd been out there, and we'd been the ones on the other side of that line of 5, you might have pulled the trigger without realizing someone was going to die.
Yeah.
You can't tell me you didn't think that.
I do seem to have the wrong kind of luck in my life, that it did not turn out that way. But that alternate universe where such a thing is the case was a fantasy I entertained briefly, yes.
It's not okay right now, hon.
But it has to be. So it is.
Default, you literally stream from a battlefield. Civil dual culture or not, you're going to be tracking a war zone all the time. Are you sure you're ready to capture this kind of stuff on camera? You can't just scrub it all. You'll be sending other people out here, other people, some of them your age, and they could kill others or they could die, and I am genuinely not sure which is worse. You don't include this information, it won't just be you, it'll be a lot of people.
I have been thinking about this, and since I cannot account for whether or not any individual I am fighting in any given moment will actually have their ejection seats intact, I've decided going forward I will be striking to immobilize and not striking to kill myself. No more blowing things up, just kind of cool, breaking them down. The rest of you, I'm not in control of. The rest of you can do as you please.
Sylvia
Just understand that if you are caught on camera breaching civil duel culture on an individual who is not an undesirable, it will be a messy. So I'll try to keep the cameras off of you, Lyra, but it will prevent you from looking cool.
Wait, no. I was about to say, why would you do that? I'm totally fine with cameras. If anything, you could focus more on me and leave the other ones out, so that my glory can live forever.
That is the thing, Lyra. I definitely want to continue to sing your song, but I don't want to get you in trouble if you're going to be killing people.
I do understand this, but you can do what you wish.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Yeah. I might be able to, like, work with Isadora to program, like, something that kind of, like, puts in, you know, tasteful, like, blur over Lyra getting a bit too into it, but, yeah. It would mean a lot to me, Lyra, if you did your best to not kill people.
If I have any other option, I will listen to it.
Thank you. And Sylvia, can you please fix Lyra's fucking chair?
No. I don't
Unfortunately, I don't think I can do that.
Hell yeah.
Mostly because I'm pretty sure Lyra would shoot me if I did.
Damn right. Suka.
Lyra, you told me that you would let them as long as they dialed back the sensitivity.
That is true.
Get it to a sensitivity that is amenable to you.
Lyra gets lectured by a child.
Yeah. Please.
Fine.
Lyra, you don't understand what I'm trying to do here with my stream.
I will do the thing. I promise I will try. I also will tell you it is probably going to not happen because people will shoot at me anyway, but I will try. It will just not be my fault if they shoot at me.
Of course. And it will be their fault when in the unfortunate likelihood that you kill them. But I am going to trust that you will do your very, very best to only do that when it's absolutely necessary, and I'm not going to doubt you when it happens.
Okay.
And she looks to you, Sylvia, and she says, I don't know if you've ever killed before, or if you plan on killing in the future.
Do you want the real answer to that? Because I do have an answer.
Let's hear it.
Do you want the truth?
It's all you ever give me, isn't it?
I've killed at least 3 people, and I can't account for every other. 2 of them were in the program that resulted in me getting the jack. It was during training maneuvers. Technically, I didn't make their mechs overheat, but I still did strike the killing blow.
I'm sure you went through your own process of coming to terms with that. Allow me to go through mine.
You don't have to go through it alone.
Did you?
I didn't have a choice.
Well, if you can do it, I can. Thank you. Please leave.
Oof. Oof.
That was about where I thought that would end up. Sylvia just kind of like shakes her head like, there's nothing more I can do here, and kind of walks out. She just looks behind her, kind of like, you know where to find me.
Default just gives you like a very, it's not a gloating, not a sarcastic, it's a respectful, like, thank you, wave, and, you know, the door shuts as you both leave.
Sylvia just like looks at Lyra, and she's like, I'm really sorry I pulled you along for that.
It is okay. I knew that was going to happen to you, though. Drink?
No, I should.
Everyone always says no.
Bryn never says no. What are you talking about?
I want you to
Last time
know,
I got drunk-
according to the NPC master list, the Fox Girl will not say no. If you go hang out with the Fox Girl, she will get fucking drunk off her ass with you. I have it on good authority from the NPC list that she will get absolutely shit-faced wasted.
At some point during this, yes, it is canon that every time that we have a session in between missions, she definitely goes and gets wasted with Fox Girl and potentially a friend.
Fafnir, what's the Fox Girl's name? I keep forgetting her name.
Please tell me her name is actually Fox Girl.
No.
She's like on the
Maria.
What was her name? I'm sorry.
Maria.
Maria. Yeah. Maria will just get
I'm just
absolutely.
sitting here and all I can think is wait, my wife gets to go cheat on me in game with the other Fox.
Yeah. Maria will get absolutely blasted with you. Alright,
What
that
do you do with
ends
the problem
ends
named Maria?
Jenner hugging the session until it's time for my downtime. I need to think about what I'm gonna do for default's downtime. Yeah, everybody else, you're good. Do what you're gonna do.
Bryn just walks into the cockpit just to stare out the front window, just to feel like a captain again. But he doesn't say anything.
You need anything, Bryn, or are you good?
Just wanted to watch the stars go by.
Alright, fair enough.
Is this something he does often?
Well, I mean, he hasn't been in a ship traveling this for a while, so.
Whenever we are does he go to the command part of the station and just pretend that he's a real captain again?
Yes,
That's
really
he
fun.
absolutely does.
Ah, yes, the mantle of power.
It was torn away from him. He misses it.
Aww.
Although he never had to commit any war crimes, so I guess that's a plus. But he doesn't. He doesn't think that. I mean, he doesn't think
War
that.
crimes are a new space.
All right, is it time for downtime?
It's time for
Alright.
downtime.
So, since we're doing downtime stuff, is Sylvia going to want to do a thing? Because the best initial time for this is probably while we're still traveling.
I don't know if Sylvia is going to necessarily. Let me put it this way: if you wanted to do this as part of your downtime and do a roll with it or something, that would make sense. But given you just kind of automatically get the core bonus,
Yeah.
if you want the full flavor, we should probably at least do an establishing scene real fast before the downtime starts.
Yeah,
Cool.
my thing's later. I just wanted to know if you wanted to meet with the doctor while we're traveling, or if that's going to be when we get back, sort of
You
deal.
might want to meet with the doctor before Lyra gets her blasted out of her brains with alcohol.
Yes, that is probably a good idea.
Wait, do you want to know?
Let's go with the doctor.
The Fox Girl's the
no.
doctor. Maria's the doctor. So, yeah. Sorry, go on.
Oh, okay, I understand now.
Yeah. All right, go
So,
ahead and do your thing.
Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, you too. Go ahead.
No, I'm confused. I thought it was Cass doing something.
Yeah, Cass is supposed to be doing her thing, and Fafnir has
Oh,
a thing
oh.
that she's supposed to be doing as well.
Great, Dad. Thank you. Yeah, Beth, how did you want to kick this off? Or contact Sylvia about this possibility.
So, would how would Sylvia discover this information?
Bear in mind
I
that
guess-
Sylvia definitely has 5 million pages open of the actual in-universe version of CompCon and is constantly looking at next stuff. So,
Mhm.
Are you one of those sickos that have 1,000 tabs in your fucking browser?
yes.
Cheddar.
No, worse than that. You've established that it is canon that
wait,
Sylvia
I need to
answers
make.
anonymous questions on mechanic forums.
I need to make a confession since Fafnir outed me. I have 26 tabs open right now, but do continue.
Jesus.
Oh, that just makes me hurt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm only got 8.
I just closed one just to make it better. The
I
end
close
Alright.
all my fucking tabs every time I close my browser, which is daily.
Mm-hmm.
I use bookmarks like because I'm not a fucking criminal.
Do continue your scenes. Scarlet.
All right. So, you have medication, though, right?
Yeah.
The ship would very definitely have like the medical deck pointed out. So, like, if you needed anything, or you realized you had lost some of your medicine, or something like that, then that'd be a good place to start.
Yeah, Sylvie's probably heading in there for literally trying to see if she can get a refill on pain pills then. It's been a fuck week.
So, when you enter, you see a fox girl behind the desk just sort of reading over some papers, and she looks up and goes, "Oh, hello, can I help you?"
Hi, I'm one of the Hex Girls, Sylvia Renard, Callsign
yes.
Hellcat. Yes,
All right.
You have, and someone give me a name for a medicine that sounds appropriately like designer pill sci-fi for extreme pain medication. Anyone here with
feel good at seeing
anything?
No pain at all.
That's good. Yeah, I was just gonna suggest fucking what was the Phoenix Wright one, Painkiller X, but yeah, no good at all.
No pain at all.
I was thinking.
No
I was
good at all.
hoping.
The one that just doesn't work.
Loka was going to chime with like a Yakuza healing item, and I'm disappointed, but we're fine.
Yeah,
my other joke was Damitol.
I do like Damitol.
And I forget what this actual medicine called, Acifex.
Mm-hmm. Acifex treats a different condition. I'm sorry, we're interrupting your scene. Do continue. Nobody interrupted my scene. Have respect for Sylvia.
This is what we got. Sylvia basically just... Actually, what she'll probably do is she'll pull out an empty bottle of the pain med she regularly takes, and she'll just show it along with the label to Maria, and she just goes like, "You all wouldn't happen to keep a supply of this on the Adelith, would you?"
See, and she just jots down the information on a blank piece of paper, goes over to a cabinet, looks through it for a bit, shakes her head, but when she turns around, she has a small bottle. My apologies. I don't have much, honestly. I have brands. I have medicines similar to this, but off the top of my head, I don't quite think they'd be what you're looking for. I also don't know your medical records, so I don't know what else you might take. So, yeah, I'm not just going to give you any old medicine, but hopefully this should tide you over for a little bit. She opens the bottle and looks through. Do you take how many of these a day?
At least one in the morning. Usually one more supplemented with a couple of other medications, and she lists them off. I do need them at night to sleep. The one in the morning is mostly just to kind of help me get about the day a little easier.
Yeah, so she grimaces pretty much throughout the listing of the medicines and the amounts, and she says, "All right, and looking through the bottle, she says, "All right, we should definitely be able to get you through the end of the week, but you may have to go a few days without having any in the morning. My apologies."
I've heard before.
Okay, all right. Well, prior experience isn't ideal, but at least you're used to it. You're not low on anything else, right? I don't know how many of those we have.
Nothing else. I have a supply back on our station. I just need to get back there. I scored some off a college student. Don't have.
All right. Well, that's good. Ah, what do you need this for? I need. And she. How visible would she be? Would
The Jack be? Oh,
Yeah.
like very. Like even when she's in her hard suit, you see like the little picture that is kind of like the portrait I used for Sylvia.
Mm-hmm.
That little like terminal Jack thing on the back is about as visible as the actual one is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very obvious and very much like, oh, this has been welded in here.
Yeah, so all Sylvia has to do is just turn a bit, and Maria's like, oh, I see.
Sylvia's just nodding. She's like, yeah, it's sleeping is difficult.
Mm-hmm. She nods.
Do you want to ask about it or anything, or?
Well,
it feels very awkward.
I mean, I will admit I am curious. Medicine is my field after all.
I can't tell you all of the procedures that were used to put it in there, but it's supposed to be an extension jack for a subjectivity sync with a mech suit. I think they've developed similar technology by now, but the ones they use have an entirely different basis.
I would say so, yes.
This
she
one
opens
didn't
her
work
desk,
very well.
Opens some files, and looks through them and is like, I've never seen any quite like yours, I must admit. SSC has some in development, I believe, but certainly nothing that would have done this.
If SSC had done it, might have actually worked. This thing, for all the anything I get out of piloting with it, it just... Never mind.
Maria's very clearly just a little bit deep in thought at this point.
You wouldn't happen to... It's okay if you could let me down. I've asked this a lot of people, and I usually get a no, that's way too risky, or you can't afford it. You wouldn't happen to know anyone who could reverse the procedure, would you?
Reverse? I don't know if this is entirely reversible. I'd have to look into the matter myself. If I had your medical records, I might be able to give you something else. We also have a scientist on board, Zoe Lynx. She dabbles in various aspects. Being the only scientist on board this ship, she kind of has to. If we could have a decent sample of data, I can't give you an answer one way or the other now, but I could certainly look into it if you'd like.
Please, that's more than most people have promised. That's... If you need any help with anything that I can give you by piloting a robot with an axe, just let me know.
Yes, data might be helpful. I'll go talk to Zoe and see if I can set anything up. In the meantime, do you have access to medical records?
That's a good question, because they probably, to some extent, are a property of the corporation that owned her debt. So Sylvia's just going to go, like, to wince and go, like, not complete ones.
I see. Alright, well, I will, I suppose, start doing that then. And as for money, well, don't worry. Your whole procedure in the first place seems like it was quite illegal and off the books, so I have similar. I'm in a similar position. I will do my best to see what I can come up with.
If you ever need anything from me, you let me know.
All right.
And I guess that's scene.
Yeah, good job. That was good. Let me make sure I got this right. Sylvia's running out of meds, and the fox girl isn't quite able to get them to her, right?
She has a small supply, just
Yeah.
not enough to what she'd want to comfortably use over the next few days.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
By the time the group gets back to the Flavor Town, she'll have her supply again because she did score those meds in the Hertz downtime.
Okay. Who wants to take their downtime next? I want to go a little bit later, but not right now because I still feel like I hogged too much camera.
Actually, one more thing before proper downtime. At some point during one of her autopilot breaks, Isadora probably swings by Default's room. Is like, "Oh, hey, Default, that footage you got during the battle.
Mm-hmm.
Have you deleted it yet?"
Oh God.
I mean, you would also know that I have a onboard recorder, so like it's not broadcast anywhere, but I have comp footage.
I have a question for you, Fafnir.
Mm-hmm.
How good is Isadora at reading people?
Not bad.
How, like, okay, decide for yourself. She's lying to you when she says yes.
Well, I don't think Isadora would further get that confrontation, but like, I do have HackerFix +4.
So Default confirms I absolutely 100% have deleted that footage, wink, as in no, that footage is not deleted and will never be deleted. And I'm doing something with that footage, wink.
Isadora just nods and then goes to the fisticuffs to download the footage.
Yep. It's a bit difficult to find because she has... It looks deleted, right? But you can find it, right?
So yeah, I'd get that, but then also go to Bryn and ask, "Oh, could I get your footage from the battle?"
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Just give you like a password so you can just log into like a shared folder to get it.
All right, nice. I got all of that good data.
Combat data.
Even in the future, we can't escape GDucks.
Everyone synchronize your Google Calendar for the next...
No. Hey. It's called a Galaxy calendar and Galaxy Docs now, okay? Sorry, continue.
Space Docs.
No, Galaxy's better so we keep calling them G Docs and G calendars.
Nice. No.
It's Garfield Docs now.
No!
It was once and it is again.
How dare you use your GM powers to try and make that canon?
It was no. Did you not see those tweets today, Jenner? It actually was a thing back in the day before Gmail existed.
Wes,
You did say that we
Why would you
rolled
program
back
an
around.
entire system that does not work on Mondays?
You did. Oh, God.
Did you also know that Nelson Mandela has like cannily taken notes on Garfield stationery?
Thank you. I'm so glad that you established, Jeff, that the internet has rolled back around to Internet 1.0, and so this is where we are. Great.
I'm
Okay.
so happy.
No.
From Garfield it came, and thus to Garfield it returns.
They're all sorry, John.
Okay. So. Who's doing their downtime, or we're moving on to actual real downtime unless anybody else has
I would do
anything
mine
to
first.
say.
I know what
Okay.
I want to do.
Okay, cool.
Well, let's see. How do I want to do this? I am gonna get a damn drink. Is what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, my goal. I don't. Brain does not go out to get like fucking wasted. He's not that kind of alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna go out after we get back. He wants to get like the goss on those bounty hunters.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do research. That's not what I'm doing. I'm doing get damn drink.
Mm-hmm.
So relevant triggers. What do I want to add to this? Let me look at my sheet. Yeah, I gotta go to my non-tactical profile. Let's see here. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do pull rank because one of those things is get information. And I'll probably find like some like military types, buy them around, and that's kind of like posture a little bit as I do this. So this is gonna be.
I figure the Adolf probably has a security crew. You could probably.
Well, I mean, this can be afterward. This will be after get
okay.
back.
Okay.
This is get like actual like place of drinking.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So my grid is 2 now, right? It's level 3.
Yep.
So this is a D10 plus 6. Ooh, 18. Pretty good.
Nice.
Let me put it on the thing here.
So 18. Let's see. Get a damn drink. So on a 10 to 19, gain 1 as reserves and lose 1. So good reputation, friend or connection, a useful item or piece of information, or a convenient opportunity.
Okay, I want the useful item and piece of information. I want the information.
Okay. So what are you losing?
What do I want to lose?
So let's see.
I'm gonna say convenient opportunity because maybe this gets back to them. So I lose some sort of like one up on them because of this.
All right.
So Jenner, I guess you would be answering this, wouldn't you?
Yep, I will be the one answering this. Though.
So what is there? So I guess I'm really trying to figure out why the hell they was asking me in the first place through getting information about them.
All right. How high did you roll? I need to let that determine.
18.
I get a useful item and piece of information.
Way lots. Okay. So
it's useful.
So the dossiers that Kovanen sent you gave you an idea of like the kind of shit they were, right? And also gave you a bit of their background, and that really kind of helps you fish for this kind of information. So what you learn, and you're gonna laugh, is this bounty hunting group is known as the main characters. They've been doing their thing around Overture for almost a decade now. They've been close buddies for a very, very long time. You learn their leader is Arctamiel. He's from a planet. His home planet is is in Deliverance territory. It's called Nim because of course it is, and it's inhabited by rat people who are him. And he's married to Pelagia, who is also on his team, and he just basically gets the readout of all the team, where he basically met these people and pulled them in to his bounty hunting team, and they've been going around bounty hunting. And their main thing that they like to do is they're almost like they have a pretty good reputation. They don't go after people who don't deserve it. They're good bounty hunters. Right? They usually go after people people who dodge child support, people abusive spouses, things like that. They don't pick shitty jobs, but they're after you. That's the most information I can give you.
Damn, get out.
This opens more questions because Brent's like, what on earth could this be?
Like deadbeat dads. You know, people like that, that's who they find, right?
This is distressing. I think as the night goes on, he just gets more and more like...
What child have I secretly had? Am I the father?
Montel, help!
Alright, I think at some point this goes from not getting drunk to getting drunk. And that's his.
I mean, like Ark and Pelagia are married. The whole crew are very close friends. You do learn they have just like the galaxy is pretty fond of the main characters. There's rumors that Plagia runs a literal orphanage when she's not bounty hunting. So yeah.
Just imagine the kind of scumbag you would have to be for them to go after you. Jeez.
Man, Miranda must have a dark past. What did you do?
No.
Yeah, Brandon, what'd you do?
Once the night of drinking is over, I should also remind you that you also have a get organized roll to do.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, you're right. Yeah, what's the roll for that?
Just roll d20. Let's see. I think you are able to add something to that if you'd like.
Yeah, he's not allowed, like, he cannot flub this so much it fucks everything up this time. So if he rolls low enough to fuck this up, it counts as a bare success because he fucked up so bad last time.
That's true. Do I add grit?
You should be able to, yeah.
Do I add a stat?
If you can.
I thought we only added the modifier from the organization last time, right? Because I don't remember adding a stat last time.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, you may add either efficiency or influence as a statistical bonus to your check.
Hey, what was the first thing?
Efficiency or influence.
Okay, so it's plus nothing then.
Yeah. Well, actually, it depends on which you use. Efficiency is when you're actually.
They're both 0 right now, so I can't add it. But I don't add grit then.
I think you should be.
I mean, you should add grit to every roll, right? It's just general. Okay, 14.
14. So 14 should be good. Let's see. On a 10 to 19, your organization is stable. It gains +2 efficiency or influence to a maximum of +6.
Okay.
I'm guessing you want to do influence because this is really just a website.
Yes. Okay. We have not collapsed completely.
You did not have to shut down the website.
Yeah. You just did a very, like my thought, because, you know, hey, I'm a co-GM, you can, anyone else will say fuck you, Jenner, but you just did a pretty, like, surface heroic thing. So you're getting, like, a lot of clout from that.
I'm very, very happy that Bryn's Angel Fire website has not gone under yet.
This is a Zanga blog. Come on.
All right. Actually, I want to do a scene from this.
All right, fine. GeoCities.
Okay.
All right, I'm done now.
Since Bryn has probably felt like he has gotten the most like workplace close to Sylvia so far from the interactions, he's gonna show her what he found, and he's like, I don't know what this means. He's maybe a little drunk, just a little bit, not like smashed.
Sylvia's just gonna like, look down at this information, look back up at Bryn, look down, look back up. Did you like jolt a lover or have a kid that you don't know about? Maybe.
I think the response takes maybe a little bit too long to go, and he's like, I don't think so. And like so, and he explains like how. Okay, he's like, okay, so when I got my commission as captain, I was going on one to onto my ship, and I had a fiance at the time, and I didn't choose to go on like a light speed ship, but you know, you get assigned and you do it, and she was supposed to join me when we left, but she never showed up, and I have never gotten any sort of response. Every time I hit a port, when I would send a message, for me it'd be like, you know, a couple weeks. In real time it was like years, and every time we stopped, I would send, you know, more communications, and nothing ever came back. So
how long ago was this in real time?
In real time? I mean, at first it was like a year or two, at least one, but now it's been.
Just so you know, Jeff, as a joke, I decided to make your fiance 69 years old. So that is how long you disappeared.
So at the beginning, it'd be like, a year, 2 years, 3 years, but now it's been about 45 to 50.
So if you have a kid by her, that means you're like 45 years delinquent on your child support payments.
I think he like goes a little pale.
Have you ever make sure there wasn't like a legal document or anything like naming you?
Oh, I hope you do, because I saved a thing, because there is one. So oh God, please keep going in this direction.
I want to say that he has, but nothing's come up till now.
Mm-hmm.
Because from what we talked about, I feel like that information would have hidden from him specifically.
Yep, it was. But if somebody else looks, they can find it.
Yeah, so I've looked. I haven't found anything.
Here, let me just use your terminal for a second. I'll just log in. Do I have to make a roll for this or anything?
If you use his terminal, you're not going to find it because that's him. You're going to need to use your terminal. Otherwise, you can
even if I log in with my own credentials on it?
Oh, if with your own credentials, yeah, that's fine. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you were...
I feel like you have to make a roll, though. I don't think it's just like... This isn't easily accessible.
Yeah, no, you're definitely going to need to make a roll.
I'm going to make a roll. Okay. See if I have any relevant skill triggers to this. I probably do not, but... I do have Hacker Fix plus 4.
Also, there's also like all the talk skills at the bottom.
True, I do have Pretty Cool and Read a Situation, but I don't think either of those really apply here.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's talking about like word on the street or like.
Can I do Hacker Fix as a general internet skill?
Sure.
I think Hacker Fix by the better one.
I think Hacker Fix.
Yeah, because like it'd help you get extra info if need be.
Yeah.
All right. Roll 1d20 plus 6 then, because I've got grit.
Oh wow!
Holy
shit! You are not okay. I just checked my notes space and it looks like I forgot to save it, but I'll find it and I'll share it. Hopefully you saw this. Hopefully you saw this on Twitter. The person who was complaining about the father who sent put a letter in his mailbox that said, "You stole my daughter's virginity and now you have to be my slave because of the Bible."
Mm-hmm.
That letter, I'll link it. Don't worry, I'll find it again. Trust me,
I'm more worried now.
It's really good. That letter basically is what is put up. This man, this scoundrel, deflowered my daughter, and as my biblical right, he owes me this, and every year he does not be my slave to recompense me for the damages of my daughter's virginity. He owes me more. And that is like a legal document that he filed in court. And the main thing that made this so difficult is it's ancient. It's like 43 years old, back in like the old legal system before they updated to the new legal system.
It's ancient and also from another system.
Yeah, and from another system. But this is the bounty. I put a bounty on this man every year. He does not pay me back for the damages to my daughter. X amount gets added to the bounty. Doing the math, that's a huge bounty on Bryn right now.
I mean, legally speaking, it sounds like bullshit, but it's from Union, so they're pretty smart, right? This has to make sense. This has got to be the law.
Bryn sits down. It's like there's like an escrow. This is managed by some lawyer. This will never go away.
Sylvie just sort of nods and goes given that this is that old, I'm amazed that they bothered to pick it up, because there's zero chance that this guy, is still around.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it matters. He's like, I'm looking at this and this is managed by a third party now.
Mm-hmm.
It is there's an account, so
basically a what are they called, one of those people who just buy debts. A debt buyer bought this bounty. It's been incorporated. Yeah.
Massaging her temples this. Brendan, I've seen some dumb stuff, but this is Clown World, and you are living in the center of it.
Does that explain why I never get any response to all the letters I sent?
Yeah, I mean, this dude blocked every chance that you could get to get back to your fiance.
I think you need to either do one of two things. We either need to find a lawyer who can basically take this under the new legal system and challenge it as invalid, which is going to cost you more money than it would probably cost you to do the other thing, which is we ignore the bounty, and next time people show up, I hit them with an axe and break their robot.
I think Bryn sits down.
I mean, you rolled high enough, Sylvia, that there is a solution to this. But I don't think you have, like, the social sources to figure it out.
Well,
you'll definitely need a lawyer to look into it and figure it out. And I don't want to give it away until you do that. But there is a solution that doesn't involve either of those things.
Well, there's also a third solution where the Hex Girls turn me in and take the bounty.
Sylvia's just looking at Bryn, like, sizing up how many zeros it is, and just goes like, "You want to keep your secret from the others?"
Yes!
Good. I know something about bullshit debts, so you can probably trust me on that.
This isn't a debt, though. Like, I can't pay this off. This is a... That's not how it works.
Congratulations.
I think
it's a bullshit debt.
He wants me to suffer. I don't think there's any amount of money I can give this to, like, make it go away.
Yep, that's about what I figured out the first year after they put the jack in my back too.
What if you just email Ark and say, "No, I'm a nice guy," really sad face? Maybe that'll convince them.
Look, they don't have full intelligence on where we are. If they show up near our base, it'll be a problem, but you know, we've defended the Flavor Town before. We'll do it again.
I mean, I did dry them off pretty easily last time, so how bad could it be?
Yeah, that's true. You did take them down yourself.
I do like that you're doing this and, like, daring me.
And Sylvia's just gonna go like, "Look, if they come for you, we'll fight them off. And in the meantime, I don't know, we'll start looking for a lawyer to help you extricate yourself from this. I'll keep an ear to the ground. Maybe one of our employers will know someone."
I mean, alternatively, like, if he's gone, then
Ren, are you asking me to kill someone?
No, I imagine he's already gone. It's been 40 years, and he wasn't, like, young at the time.
Right.
But, like,
you can find the dude's obituary if you look. So yeah, he's dead, confirmed.
Obituary just says super dead.
So dead. You
Wait,
will not.
but like,
does that mean that his daughter is the one that's been adding the money?
No,
No.
The way we plan this out is, like, this guy set up, like, a trust with this bounty in it, and then just never canceled it. So he died, but it still exists.
And in this grim, dark future, bounties can be bought like debt and incorporated like debt. And that is also what happened
I
to
can't believe
Brandon.
that one got owed from beyond the grave.
Since we're out of character, I should mention that, God, I cannot imagine, like, the string of bullshit it would have to be to get to that moment. Because here's the thing about, like, the Cradle system and Union in general. You can't actually be in debt in Union. You can't. You just can't. So, like, this got sent out to a frontier that, like, was developed enough to have a legal system.
Yeah,
but not like a good one.
Yeah,
dude. Again, it's not debt. This guy.
It's a bounty.
He set up a really big bank account and says, "I want this to happen. I don't want to have to deal with it anymore. It's going to happen, but now this is managed by this lawyer that I hired." It's not I don't owe him anything.
Yeah, you don't
Literally,
owe him.
you would just need to find like one lawyer, and they'd be like, the fuck is this? Get rid of this. And it would probably be clear, but I'm not telling that in universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, look,
Can't solve that easily.
Well, it's like, you know how people set up endowments for colleges? It's like that, but for fucking me.
Yeah, exactly.
Sylvia just like goes and goes like, look, good luck finding a lawyer. Maybe one of our employers will have it. I'll have someone, you know.
World is a fuck. Bryn is born to be owned.
I mean, you have sex. You confirm that your character fucks one time, and Jenner does this to you. Look at this.
We were engaged.
It was sin in the eyes of the Lord, Bryn, and you should feel bad.
You should have left room for Jesus, Jeff.
That's what they all say.
Yes, Jesus.
No, I don't want to take credit for this. This was Jeff's idea. He was like, "Can we fuck me up this way?" Okay, he asked for this.
It is beautiful. It is kind of beautiful.
You know my opinions on doing bad things to my characters. I would never do them myself, but.
Mm-hmm. So Jeff just has the restraint that Jenner doesn't, and then he says, "But Jenner will do it," and he outsources it to me.
Yeah. All right, that's mine. But let's move on, please.
Yes, you got that. Good luck, Bryn.
And also, I have like a daughter somewhere or a son that's older than I am.
Yep. Question for the GMs, because I would like to go next if that's okay.
That's fine.
I want. Let's see if this can be done, because if not, I'll do something different. But the thing I'm going to do in character is check if it can be done, and then if it can be done, do it. And if it cannot be done, do something different. But that's what I'm going to be doing actually in character. So Default can tap into the cameras on the Adolith, and she did. And she listened in on Sylvia and Maria's conversation. Default has the connections to do this, to make sure Sylvia has enough medication just until we get back to the Flavor Town, where she will get hooked back up to her medication. So can I do that? Can I make that roll? What kind of roll would that be for my downtime?
I don't think you'd really need to use it. Like, we're gonna get back to the Flavor Town, right? So.
But in transit to the Flavor Town, there'll be a couple days there where Sylvia won't have enough medicine. Default doesn't want that.
Do you have a skill trigger? The skill trigger for the it's
get a hold of something.
Yep, that's what I was going to use. I was going to use get a hold of something, but I wanted to do it as a downtime action.
It would be power at a cost.
Power at a cost.
Name what you want. You can always get it, but the GM chooses 1 or 2 complications depending on how outlandish the request is.
Okay, then I guess I'm rolling.
There's no roll. I mean, there's also scrounge and barter. That's also you can also use.
I don't know if scrounge and barter would count as it though. Yeah.
Because like the thing is, since we're in transit, like you'd have to like pull some strings and find someone to get it to you whilst in transit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. This is what's going to complicate it. So yeah, I guess we'll do power.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that like this will probably be like a decent connection for you. So like you can also rely on this later on as well.
So you can do get connected instead. Then.
Yeah, let's do get connected then. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good.
That makes more sense.
All right, we'll do that. Yep. Okay. Let me make a get connected roll then. Name your contact and roll. So Default's gonna reach out with her connections, with her gamer cred, and I'm gonna use my background of get something. That's what it's called, right? Get a hold of something to add a d6 to this. So this is a d20 plus grit plus a d6, right?
No, that's just plus whatever the plus is on that stat.
Okay,
if she's using her background,
it's a background.
It's a relevant skill trigger, yeah.
Oh wait, okay, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, this is how it works. I'm sorry, I forgot. So it's a d20 plus grit plus the skill, which I believe is a +2, but let me make sure. Hold on. Yeah, it's a +2. So it's a d20 plus 2 plus grit is +3, and then
grit's +2. It's level rounded, half level rounded up.
So +4. Yeah, so it's d20 +4 and then plus a d6 because I'm adding my celebrity background. You're going to help me because I'm fucking Default.
Yes.
Oh, well, guess what?
Oh,
You're
nice.
great.
I'm just gonna
All right.
Well,
overkill
let's see how much.
this.
Let's see how. I want to see what the D6 is.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah,
Stop
for
it.
the heck of it. 3, so that's 27. So yeah, get
Default is
connected.
not fucking around with this. We're finding the best drug dealer in space, folks.
Yeah. 20 plus, your contact will help you, no strings attached. And then treat this result as a 10 to 19 next time you get it for the same organization. So, next time you pull for this, you will need to, do a favor or something.
Right.
What is
okay.
what is the organization?
So, that's actually a good question. Where would default turn to? Because there are legitimate sources you could go to.
Well, where I think this rabbit hole starts is she starts with the person she got the weed from. Okay. And then she goes from there. So that person kind of leads her to somebody else, who leads her to somebody else, who ultimately leads her to the best goddamn drug dealer in space.
Are these space mafia?
I don't
Is this
think they're mafia. I hope they're. I mean,
organized crime?
I'm not the GM, but Default would try to do it ethically, but once it telephones out enough, you know how it be.
Well, so basically, the person she got the weed from probably, at least a little bit connected to the gamers, the old gamer space, because that's what Default knows, and that's how she can best throw her weight around. She could have just called someone up on, fucking Athena or something, but, why would you do that? You don't know anybody there. Gotta go to the gamers. The more ethically dubious gamers.
There we go. Yep, so she goes through the game. Powered by gamers, we're finding the best fucking drug dealer in space. I'll name this person. I would love if we got some people just to suggest some ideas for who the best drug dealer in space would be. It's Snoop Dogg, okay? Or something to that effect. Is my idea. But, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, whatever you want. You got the fucking 27 on this roll. You make the NPC.
I'll make this NPC. I'll run it. I'm gonna run it by the GM Council, though.
It could also be like an organization, not necessarily one
It's
person.
an organization, but Default actually gets the head of the organization. That's how good this role is. She gets directly to the head of the organization, not one of the pushers, not anybody in between, but right into his or her or their email box.
I can't believe Default has a direct line to Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. And I just want to say, this individual, I haven't decided who they are yet, is just knows who Default is actually probably one of her subscribers, and just Default wants hardcore drugs. It has a bit of a conflicted, is she going down the child celebrity route? Am I gonna be enabling this?
I mean, they're prescription painkillers.
Yeah.
But
but then they just make it so, and a Vespa, a space Vespa, just pulls up to the Aetolith in 3 hours.
like a DoorDash in space.
Yep, DoorDashes it and drops off just a crate of good drugs, nothing.
President Feelgood just slams the phone down. Default needs painkillers.
So mechanically, this that's narratively, but mechanically, this gives you a thing you can call on in the next mission for something.
Yep, and I can keep just dragging in drug lords for reasons.
So make sure you record that to your sheet with the thing on CompCon.
I have it. I have listed it as the best goddamn drug dealer in space. LOL drugs. It is on my sheet now. So yeah, once that arrives, Default's actually gonna send a message to Isadora, and be like, "There's a crate in the delivery. Get that to Sylvia ASAP. Thanks." That's it. And then that's it. So that'll be my downtime action.
Wow, so magnanimous.
Oh,
Yeah.
super cool.
I think it's cute. This is so telling of Default that she could have done, if that wasn't going to work, if you said, no, you're not going to do that, she would have done something selfish and gone on the revenge path and gotten information on the martyrs. But since that was the last
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but you're gonna do it instead. Thank you. So yeah. But yeah.
Oh, also, you were deployed last mission, but I just realized the fucking rules I laid down that, like, if somebody wasn't present for the previous mission, they'd have a second downtime activity. We did not give Alice a second downtime activity last time.
That's true. You get 2 downtime activities, Alice.
Real quick question. Do we want to just say you auto-succeed at getting the swole hole stuff done, Alice?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, that's how we'll make up for it.
Yeah. So once you get back,
is complete.
Once you get back to the Flavor Town, the swole hole has been finished. It is exactly how you dreamed it would be. But yeah, who wants to do their downtime next? I just want to make it clear, like, Default could have done something for her, and instead she did something for Sylvia, and that's just who Default truly be. a symbolic moment of real that Quinn is in there somewhere. Wink. But yeah.
Large ice cream cone.
Who wants to do their downtime next?
Do I want to go next? Because everybody's rolling so well, which means I'm going to roll horribly, and I'd prefer not to roll horribly when hacking the
I can roll next, but, like, if I roll well, then you're going to have an even greater curse to bear, so you may as well do it.
Now is the time when the dice still might be good before the dice become bad.
Alright, so yeah, once everybody got back, Isadora pretty much just got settled in, rested for a while, probably took a few walks planet side just to stretch because she's been piloting for days.
Mm-hmm.
Has to finish up whatever podcast she was listening to, Adventure Zone, like season 587 or whatever.
No, Fefner, plug our own stuff. She's listening to Henshin. Sentai RPG.
Oh my god.
Though that being said, I do want to establish that even out here in Overture, one of the few places we're in contact with outside of this galaxy is, of course, just the McElroy planet, where all podcasts come from. Not all McElroys that live there, however, they do just have a planet now.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, but yeah.
Let me know on the map where that planet is so I can consume it with deliverance and burn it to the ground. Thanks. Continue.
It's not an Overture. It's safe.
Damn.
But yeah, after a few days she gets back, she starts compiling, like, all of the video feeds, and I am going to, let's see, last time I believe I used, which one was it? Gather information? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so yeah, I'm going to gather information via hacking. So, let's see, earlier you mentioned that there were rumors about Deliverance.
There are rumors on the internet. It's interesting, like, looking into it. Like, you can catch, like, basically, like, archived, like, Wayback Machine stuff, because a lot of that time when this shit gets posted, it gets deleted really quick.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go in those Horus chat rooms to find the information you want.
Yeah, you have to basically go through Horus to do it.
Because, yeah, even the fact that stuff like that's gotten that far is mighty suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's roll the fucking d20 and see what I add. It's gonna be like a fucking 1 that I get. Okay, 11's not bad in the first place. Not great.
You still add stuff to this, though, right?
Don't
like, exactly.
Your grit and your stat and
2 grits and plus 4 hacker fix. I don't think that really changes the result, though.
Do you have a background that applies, or whatever?
No, mine's just Starship Pilot. I don't think I could really
that gets
that
you to a 15. That'll be better. What background, like, what do you like? What downtime activity are you rolling? This is get information, right? Gather information. See, on a 10 to 19, on a 10 to 19, you find what you're looking for. You're at a 15 now, so even if you roll
17.
a 6, you're 17 now. So if you can use your background, you might get to that 20.
I don't think I can use Starship Pilots. But I guess I might as well think.
Anything in your biography they could use.
Let me check.
I really want you to do this without complications, so I don't fuck you too hard. Because the options of not.
But complications are fun, Jenner.
Well, but it's Deliverance.
It doesn't mean that they know about it, but this it could be something else happens.
Well, we'll see. Let's see if Fefner can do this. I have an idea. I'll run it by Fefner quietly later. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I think just in terms of like, how could Starship Pilot? I think maybe since she is a Starship Pilot, a lot of it's like the network's complicated in space. I feel like she's sort of good at like isolating like networks or data or something like that.
I'll give it. I'll give it to you. I want to say like you probably have done like a couple things as a Starship Pilot, and you're probably on the internet quite a bit, so people are fond of you, and like some people are fond of you. So yeah, just go ahead and take it. I'll just wait.
Right,
let's try it.
Well, it didn't help because that's only it.
Well,
it's 19.
Okay, so which fallback do you want? You do find what you're looking for, but you have to choose one. You leave clear evidence if you're rummaging, or you have to dispatch somebody or implicate somebody innocent to avoid attention.
Implicate someone innocent? How innocent are we talking? Because if I could just figure out, like, who is quote-unquote innocent that we saw back on the planet.
You can't make this into a good thing. It's a complication.
Oh, I forgot to do a thing. I'll do it in a minute. Sorry. I'm going to write it down so I don't forget.
I mean, you're not necessarily getting this information from them. It could be be leaving evidence behind for some other organization.
All right. So which one do you want? Because I know what I'm going to do.
Depends. If okay, whose audio's messed up?
That's Scarlet again.
Okay. Good. Okay, so it depends on what this is sourced from. If there is like a very clear source, I think that's going to end up being I implicate somebody. I think it's going to be that I implicate somebody innocent. But like if there's no like single person source, then it would probably just end up going back to me.
Well, let me give you an option then. Do you want to learn this from Kovanen, or do you want to learn this from somebody else?
I think it would have to be someone else because of the way I'm looking through this.
Then
Kovanen is probably pretty well protected as well. Like, I don't think I would really find her in just, like, looking through a chain of rumors.
Alright, so then I would say, in this case, I would choose to leave clear evidence of your rummaging, because you're going to get this from Nim. You're going to get this from a Nimish person. So yeah, you're going to learn a lot about Nim, and you're going to learn a lot about Deliverance. But you only that's a 19 ultimately at the end. Still, okay. So here's what you learn. So Deliverance, one of the few planets that are in Deliverance space, but that aren't getting Deliverance up, is Nim. They just don't want to mess with the rats. The rats are weird and they're not oppressive, and Deliverance can't find a way to make them look oppressive enough to do their bullshit to them. So Deliverance just kind of went around them and aren't messing with them. But Deliverance briefly did try their bullshit with the Nimish, and you find somebody who has a grudge about it, and this person tells you all about Deliverance's secret special forces, the Martyrs. How they send people in to just pretend to be on your side and then start shit. They're wreckers, and they start a bunch of infighting, and they do a bunch of atrocities and war crimes, and horrible shit, and then you hate each other, and then they say that they'll clean it up, and they kill you all.
Alright, anything else?
The rat goes on to tell you, I swear to you this is true. They tried it here. We might be the only ones who ever warded it off. We've been, rats stick together. We trust each other implicitly. They couldn't turn us against each other, and they just left. But it was so clear what they were trying to do. But they couldn't fit in with our in-group. But if they can fit in with your in-group, they will ruin you.
All right.
They call them martyrs. And fuck every last one of them. They ignore civil duel culture. They intentionally attack civilians. They intentionally cause collateral damage. They fight to the death, yours and theirs. They attack people and kill people who have escaped from their whose ejection seats have gone out. They're monsters. Except that's too kind to monsters.
If Bryn finds us out, he's gonna say "fuck off," no, and the next time they offer him a job, right?
They have this thing that they do, right? But then there's a faction secret in Deliverance that's trying to stop it, and we've been trying to get in contact with that faction for 20 years. If you can help us, let me know.
All right, so yeah, would they tell me who that faction is immediately, or would they wait until later?
I haven't thought of a good name for the faction yet, but because I couldn't think of anything poignant.
Okay.
But we're calling it Wooloo right now because they're the true sheep. They're pure pink instead of toxic pink.
Yeah, they're the Wooloo Guard. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would probably just I don't know if I do this before or at some point I am just gonna send this to Bryn, of course, but I think we'll do that later.
Yeah.
Initially, as we wrap that up, I feel like we should also have a brief scene with
I need to inform you of something. You left evidence of your rummaging. About an hour after you end that conversation with this Nimish person who identifies themselves as Freya, you just get a message from Kovanen, but it's just a period. Just a period, like the punctuation mark period. That's all she can send you. Okay?
Is that a fucking Jeff Bezos thing? Fucking just gonna drop kick her from here, just straight out of the game. Alright, so yeah, as we finish that up, real quick, since I want to do a thing for flavor for one of my level ups, I think Zoe would come in to mention to Isadora that she wants to try a few things. Let me actually look up what it's called. No, that's not tonight. Maybe tomorrow. This is about tech upgrades. So let's see. Yeah, the full subjectivity sync. Does anybody want to just play that real quick to so I don't have to talk to myself?
Where is that?
What do you mean?
You want me to play something, or you want somebody to play something with you? Do you have the script or something?
I don't have a script. It would just be like a quick, hey, do you want to do this?
I'll do it.
All
yeah,
right.
let
I
Jeff
never do anything.
Yeah,
I'll
let
do it.
Jeff do it.
All right. So yeah. Zoe. So yeah, Isadora gets a message from Zoe. Uh. Hey, Zoe, what's up?
What am I? Sorry.
So real quick. Yeah, this is about the full subjectivity sync. Basically, he wants to try out some experiments with something similar to what Sylvia has in order to sort of test some things. Basically, just trying to get data so that they can better understand the technology.
Hey, Isadora, I got something new for you.
What's up?
So, you know, your friend with the modifications, right?
Oh, Sylvia, yeah?
Yes. So, you know how her stuff is kind of not great?
I am aware, yes.
What if you would you be interested in testing something similar but not invasive?
So this would be some sort of alternate tech augments.
Yeah, so to speak, yes. Nothing permanent.
All right.
Nothing with the same, from what you've said, side effects.
Yes, you'd have to be trying to get something that bad.
Well, it's been quite a while since that happened. So you know, some of our organizations are a little more professional.
All right, I'm game for it. I just need to compile a bit of information, and I also need to speak to the Hex Girls commander in person. Something tells me sending other data is not going to be the wisest idea at the moment. Don't ask.
You need subtlety here. We need to be discreet. We can handle that. Don't worry about that. I'll get you the files you need to print.
All right. And so yeah, that'll be used for the flavor for that stuff, though. I don't know if Sylvia wants to do some actual roles for that particular side story.
Actually, yeah. Since I have a downtime action, I may as well. I think Sylvia, what would be the appropriate thing to roll here? Because I can think of a couple it might be, but the one that's coming up in my head is power at a cost, with the thing being working with specifically with Maria and Zoe to find a way to get the procedure done to remove her jack and like kind of get, if not repair her mobility, then at least give her the semblance of a normal life and maybe stop some of the chronic pain she's currently undergoing.
So let's see. I think that's a good idea, especially since like power at a cost has like the least attachment to a range of a dice roll, right? Because like
power at a cost, it has no roll at all. You get what you want, but there are always complications.
Yeah, so I think then yeah, we'll just have the discussion of that because this is definitely something that is a long-term goal, but it would also be nice to not interrupt it with dice rolls.
Mm-hmm.
You decide how many complications it has depending on how difficult it is, basically, or outlandish.
All right, so yeah, I guess yeah, I'll decide what the complications are later then. So a few days later, what's Sylvia doing?
Sylvia, so it's a few days later on the Aetolith?
Mm-hmm. We're on the Aetolith, though I suppose she could be back on if she wants. You know, your choice.
If it's on the Aetolith, it's actually really easy to tell what she's doing, which is Sylvia's kind of a little bit listless. Her conversation with Diafal did not go well. She's been a little, like, burned out from between the last mission and like suddenly getting her hopes up about, maybe finally getting this damn jack in her back fixed. So she has been doing what she always does when she's kind of listless and drifting, which is obsessively working on her mech, and she's been specifically doing some stuff with some licenses she recently acquired to make a permanent upgrade to the main weapon mount, so that when she swings the axe, it lets off a little bit of it basically releases a controlled electrical charge. And that's my in-flavor explanation for why it now does 2d6 instead of 1 on my first hit.
Cool.
Nice, nice. All right, so yeah, you get a call from Maria, who says that she has a short meeting. So, yeah, she basically just lives on the Adelith. Most of the crew does, so you just go there.
You rang?
All right, so, let's see. No, right. So, in the future, if you could get any medical records, that would be great. But we seem to have a decent headway into this. And she waves over to Zoe. I've explained the situation to Zoe. So, first things first, we're actually going to need to observe you. Of course, other background medical other medical background will be nice, but we will specifically need to do this. This is all mostly mechanical, so this is in her lane, because we'll just be doing a quick scan. It shouldn't be terribly invasive. It will just figure out what this technology is how it's even supposed to be functioning.
All right. Well, if you want, feel free to step on over to the Queen Grace. I've got the other input line for the jack on it. When it hooks up, that's how it's supposed to work.
Zoe looks up and she's like, all right, yeah, I'll go do just that. Maria, just press record on just save the data when it's done uploading on this end, and she leaves. And so, yeah, basically, you go into a machine. Well, actually, it's probably not a machine. It's probably just some equipment. There's nothing that fancy on this ship, but yeah, it analyzes the jack. Is there anything? Is there like Wi-Fi or something that like you just send a signal and that just like activates something on the mech?
Sure. It's Bluetooth. Yeah, go.
Not quite. So the way Sylvia's jack specifically works is being a Gundam reference. No, it is. Okay, it is. But
it's like also when you jack in the Matrix, right? Except on your back.
Basically,
okay.
It is physically wired into the mech, and it translates nerve impulses, supposedly, into direct commands to the mech's limbs.
Okay. So yeah, I think we just montage like they scan you individually, and then they actually scan you whilst plugged into your mech and see what information you get there. And actually, once these scans are done, you actually walk back in. You pass by like Zoe's lab, and you actually see Isadora in there, just sort of sitting on a stool. There's some complicated machinery in there. And as you get back, so let's see. Let me go through this list of power at a cost. So real quick. Alright. I'm going to say the ones we can strike off for certain are... It's going to fall apart damn soon, because I don't really want that. want this to work? Let's see.
I have suggestions if you like.
You'll need more information to proceed safely. Seems like a
Absolutely.
good one because you'll definitely want Sylvia's medical records.
Yep. Can we
And
strike
or
off?
it's going to take a lot more time than anticipated.
Yeah. Can we strike off you're going to piss off someone or something important and powerful? Like, would anybody care about this still?
Unless we're like actively advertising the technology, the corp that developed it abandoned the project, so
Okay, so yeah.
I would
probably
suggest
we
then.
might be risking a patent troll in like space New Jersey.
I'd say the information one and the resources one are the two that I would say make the most sense.
Yeah, information.
Unless you want the risky one, but I don't know if you want that one.
I might strike risk. Like, I'm going to say that damn risky is just going to be sort of the one that's looming over the whole process until we get more of this stuff done, and then it's just going to sort of disappear once we have more information. And just by its very nature, it's probably going to take more time.
But what are the ones that are narratively interesting? It really.
So I think, in general, I think lesser version doesn't quite sound right, but I don't think we're just going to have like a perfect fix. Like, oh, we just get rid of this, and your body is just back to perfect functioning order all of a sudden.
Sylvia specifically, like out of character, I don't really want to specifically fix Sylvia's mobility. I mostly this is an in-character thing of like kind of shedding this shitty thing that's in her back that gives her chronic pain, and kind of symbolically being able to close the book on that chapter of her life.
Yeah, so yeah, all the stuff we're focusing on should definitely get rid of that. So yeah, I think that one will be included as well. Just, not with that wording. Alright, so I think Maria just sits down with the results and says, okay, well, of course, this is Zoe's domain when it comes to most of this. I'll be handling the biological aspect of... She just waves her arm. This whole deal. So, alright, I think the first order of business is, at the very least, I'd like to untangle your medication. Essentially, try to find a solution that, even if we can't immediately eliminate your entire need for the medication, then get you on something more simple. It will probably be healthier and, well, at the very least, less complicated. That would be a good first step.
So you're going to need my medical records after all, then?
Yes. Your immediate medical record should be fine. What you're taking now is on the books, yes? Nothing you have to take completely in the dark? Okay, good. Medical records for surgeries and the like, I'm sure, are going to be a little more difficult, and I will need those. Well, Zoe will need those. Actually, we'll both need those, if we're being honest.
Well, I don't have them, but...
Of course,
I might know where I can get them. And Sylvia has a very grim look.
Well, if you ever need any help, our crew is usually busy with one thing or another, but if there's one thing we're good at, it's picking up slack. You can speak to, well, the captain's always good for information, and if you need a strong arm, well, Gillian doesn't really pilot a mech, but he's got a strong arm and probably does the least out of all of us. We don't get into that many altercations, surely not as many as you do.
I try not to get into that many fights, believe it or not. At least not when I'm not piloting the Queen Grace. But I'll leave it this way. I don't know how many heads I'll have to crack, but the number's going to be between 0 and 3 at least.
I see. Well, I didn't hear anything you just said. As always, this conversation is as under wraps as it can get. Isadora's involved now, but she won't talk. I've known her long enough that I don't. She's trustworthy enough.
Don't worry. Thank you both, all three of you, really, for doing this. I guess my end of the bargain is whatever you can learn from what they stuck into me. Use it for whatever you want.
Well, she
You
sort
already
of
did, didn't you?
scratches the back of her head. It would be useful knowledge for... Are there others who went through this procedure?
Yes, but they're all either dead or I lost contact with them a long time ago. It was a program of 20, and there were at least 3 fatalities that I can confirm, that 2 of which were me personally.
Oh, goodness. Well,
You didn't hear that last bit. I don't know why I'm talking about this.
It's fine, it's fine. Well, I suppose this sort of information can't necessarily prevent any atrocities then, but, well, information is information. Always keep medical information in the books. It helps to seize later in life. At the very least, let's just hope, whether the information itself is useful or not, this sort of thing doesn't happen again.
If we all have a choice, then I'm sure we can make it so it won't. Mm-hmm. And Sylvia's going to exit on that note.
All right,
out
Alice,
of character.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, out of character. I've recorded this as, on my sheet with the notes that Sylvia will need her medical records and resources from the people who put the subjectivity jack into her originally.
Mm-hmm.
So she will have to actually track those people down and probably beat that information out of them.
Okay, cool.
All right,
Alice, do your downtime. Do some roleplay.
All right. So I was going to finish the soul hole this time, but it's already finished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. What's that look like? How does your dream project, the swole hole, get completed?
So I think what happens is that she manages to get enough like good quality equipment as well as an actual simulator that's not exactly what she wanted, but it's close enough. It's a full cockpit simulator, so it's basically like getting into an actual cockpit. The imaging is all really good. Have you ever been to like one of those like arcades? Like they have like the full like little cockpit kind of game. It's like it's kind of like one of those, but like way better.
Mm-hmm.
It's good enough. She's also of course obviously like got like a really good sound system, so she's constantly blaring like whatever the space version of Arcona is. Now that she has it though, I think that she has there's one more thing that she kind of wants to complete her kind of being at home feeling. It's nice to have a simulator, but it'd be a lot better if she could get her hands on some of the technology that Clan Wolf had on hand to like for their actual cockpit to make her cockpit and her simulator literally the same as the old one she used to have, which might be difficult because they use non-standard technology only available on the farther rims of Overture. So I think I'm going to do a scrounge and barter roll.
Cool. That's
All right.
You got this one, Feth?
Sure.
Cool.
I do have a get a hold of something. Would that work?
Well, let's see. Get a hold of something is... Oh, where is that?
It's a
Oh, that's a skill, isn't it?
trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, yeah, then absolutely.
Okay.
So that plus
So-
2 and plus your background advantage if accuracy if it applies.
Would my background apply here? Because she is trying to find stuff
Yeah,
that
this-
her own people had made.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is from your own territory. You're good.
20 plus the 2 from the thing, plus 1 for my background.
No,
That's an
accuracy
advantage.
for and plus 2 for grit.
Yeah. So,
So
grit,
it's 3 now.
roll 20 plus grit, skill, and then roll an extra d6. Alright, so that's
Mhm.
12. So 12 for Scrounge and Barter. On a 10 to 19, you get what you want, but choose the price you need to pay. Time, dignity, reputation, or health, comfort, and wellness.
Stop making her squawk. Sorry.
I think she kind of gives up. I think she gives up a bit of her reputation.
Okay.
Specifically, one of her after while searching through some contacts, she ends up getting in touch with someone who has direct ties to her old clan, and they find out that a child of the exiled sept, which is actually Wolston, is looking for clan equipment on the market, and is super pissed. This was not a thing that her people knew about before. They thought that she was dead or exiled somewhere. So the fact that she's deliberately flouting her family's exile is now a known thing among
Ooh.
people. They're not going to come looking for her or anything, but any sort of good, she's taken a big hit to any goodwill she might have had.
Okay. Make note of that in your character sheet, but yeah. Cool. Alright.
She gets some strongly worded, grandparent emails for people who knew her parents about how they'd be horrified that she broke the she's kind of flouting the law, even though her parents are the ones who did that first.
Mm-hmm.
No. Sorry.
Alright, so what does she get in exchange for this exactly, Feth?
When you scrounge your barter, you try to get your hands on some gear or an asset by degrading scrapyard, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, basically, you get whatever goods you were going after, and then, since this isn't, gear on the standard equipment list, you'll probably just freeform this then.
Okay.
But you get a reserve, basically. You have a thing now.
Cool.
And the only cost was what you already, gave up, your
Yep.
reputation.
Yep, good. Okay, cool. Does anybody have anything final they want to do? I do have a final thing I want to do, but does anyone else want to do some role play before I do even more role play?
I need to talk to Bryn.
Alright, go ahead.
Oh no! What have I done?
Don't worry, you didn't do anything. This is about the deliverance thing.
Oh yes.
So, I think while the Adolith is docked at the Flavor Town at one point, Zoe actually passes Bryn and goes, "Oh, Isadora wanted to speak to you at, well, she's probably at the cockpit right now for whatever reason."
All right, yeah. I'll go over there.
So yeah,
I walk in as usual, holding a drink. He just nurses 2,000 days. He's not like an alcoholic. He's an alcoholic, but he's not getting smashed all the time.
He's calmly drinking. It's
It,
fine.
it's like it's like
Whoa.
it's like in 50s TV shows where the father always like is getting a drink whenever he sits on his den or whatever. It's that kind of vibe.
So yeah, Isadora is just like, all right, so let's see. I wanted to speak to you about the flight patterns, etc., etc. Read that thing right there, and she points to a piece of paper and just starts rattling off various data about the flight path to and from the mission. However, the piece of paper reads, hacked into, or traced some information about Deliverance, and it just lists off the whole thing about Nim, and like the counter movement and all that, and in addition the fact that I received a transmission from Kovanen that had no actual info in it, just, the period.
Bryn looks at it, says, "Oh, yep, I'll make sure that just make sure it's on the invoice for the cost of the transportation. We can discuss this further in my office once we're back on the station."
Of course.
And then he crumples it into a ball and puts it in his pocket and walks out.
Mm-hmm. So do you want to have a scene with Kovanen, or?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Specifically hiding this information.
Well, I have a scene with Kovanen, Befner, and I wanted to send you a bit additional I had to write in hindsight of this. But I'm just going to do it, and then you'll just fill in once we begin the scene too. So I'll role play with myself a little bit, but then you'll take over. Does anybody else have anything more they want to do before I role play more? Final call, last call.
No, I'm fine.
Good.
Okay.
I think we've done pretty much everything we need to do.
All right, so we're gonna learn some mechanics. I want to blow one of. I want to blow.
After mission 2, right?
Yes, it's mission 2. So
Okay.
I want to blow one of my resources. Remember Sonic Fox or whatever we called him? That connection that I made?
Acrobat, yes.
I'm gonna blow him. I'm gonna blow. Well, not blow him. God, that's bad wording. I'm gonna waste this resource. Please stop. I'm gonna waste this resource, and we're gonna do a charity stream. This esports dude, he and I are gonna do a cool charity stream together for the victims on both sides of the events that occurred on Rutao. We're gonna make a big grand statement, Default and this dude, about how war is bad and this was awful, and like mourn the fallen, but we're not gonna list like any specific fallen, so we give just the right amount of respect to the martyrs, who they don't want respected, but also just the right amount of respect to the actual fallen, who they would, like the actual people that Deliverance would consider fallen, right? Without crossing any hairs, but everybody else will get the message that all people are being all people are being honored, right? And they'll do a lengthy charity stream and raise quite a bit of money for the victims to help Rutao put itself back together again, and it basically completely rehabilitates Default's image and repairs her from that event. And at the end, Default just admits that maybe some people got hurt and even damaged, from what she was doing before, because she thought that there were protocols in place, and she just wants to own up to that. And she goes on to say that she's going to make sure going forward that that doesn't happen anymore. And she is going to do her best to make sure that that never happens again, with her, and that nobody will be saying anything like that on her streams. And just gives a proper apology, like an actual apology, takes responsibility, acknowledges the harm she did, right? And then sincerely apologizes and makes amends. And then she ends the stream, and that's it. Just done with this esports dude. The connection is gone. And that fixes it. Then, once that stream is over, Default shuts off all of her cameras, all of them. And she sends 2 files to Kovanen. The first is her footage from the battle where the martyrs didn't eject. The second is her footage from the charity stream, her apology. And she sends it from a different email address than her normal email address, and an email address she just made up. That's just called It's Quinn, okay? At whatever the junk email, like Hotmail, Yahoo, whatever. All right, and sends it to her. And then she gives it a couple minutes, and then she calls up Kovanen. And all the cameras are off. She sits and she makes sure Kovanen picks up, and Kovanen does, and acknowledges this is Kovanen. And Kovanen looks a little tense. And Default looks to her and says, "Did you get my new files?" And Kovanen nods, like slightly, and says yes. Default says, "Do you know what went down?" And Kovanen, like, completely with a placid expression and a completely neutral voice, says yes. Default says, "Can you tell me about it?" Kovanen has a long pause, and there's actually a bit of a strained expression on her face. Like, she pauses for a very long length of time before she says no. And, like, in a kind of, like, pained way. Default says, "Did you have a hand in it?" Kovanen quickly responds no. And Default says, "I believe you," and she means it. She reaches for the camera toggles, and Kovanen says, "Wait." And Default hesitates. And Kovanen says, "Some people don't want it this way. Some people want things different." And Default looks to her and says, "Are you some people?" And Kovanen smiles a very, very strained smile and makes a visible furtive look around and says with a very, very strained voice, "No." But that no is communicating a very strong yes. And Default and Kovanen share a knowing look. And Default says, "Unfortunate. Here we go." And she reaches for the panel again. And Kovanen quickly says, "Default, I'm not," but then the cameras come on. And now we begin the scene. Here's to another successful mission. Default turns and raises a can of Mountain Dew towards the video screen. "Celebrate with me, Kova."
You could be whining and dining with upper crusts in luxurious locales right now, instead of stewing in your own waste in a hellish war zone.
It's so exciting, so invigorating. I live for this shit.
You can easily wind up dying for this shit, too. You could be falling in love right now this very moment instead of coring out mechs with your bullshit cannon.
Love is so plebeian. Love comes and goes, but renown is eternal. They'll erect statues of me, Kova, name stars, planets, constellations after me.
They'll tear those statues down. They'll blow up the stars, the planets, the constellations, or just rename them, and you'll have nothing. For every person to whom you think you're a hero, you're someone else's villain. Kovanen's signing off.
Kovanen, wait! But she's already gone, and as Default settles back into her seat, she's like, "I thought we made a moment there. Like, you got it, right? Is Kovanen still not playing along?" End scene.
Battle Hymn of the Republic slowly playing off key.
Alright, so I guess since that's all scenes, level up time, everybody?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Level up, Niles.
So, I guess I'll start. For my skills, I just added a +2 to Hacker Fix, because it's Hacker Fix, I want to build on that, that's my thing. However, all of my pilot abilities are a lot different, because I removed Brutal 1 and Ace 1, because I never used them.
You heard it here first, people. Isidorus, not yet Ace.
Not yet. Alright, so, let's see.
Bafter knows what happens to people who fuck when I'm GM. No, go on.
So yes, that means I now have 3 new 1 skills with this new talent. So I've got Hacker 1, when you hit with a tech attack that consumes lock-on, your target must choose to either take 2 heat or be pushed 3 spaces in a direction of your choice. So, good at hacking, going with that. Spotter, when an allied character adjacent to you attacks a target and consumes lock-on, they may roll twice and choose either result. It's also very good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, getting that because, just good at looking around the battlefield. And then, of course, Spaceborne, which fits into Isidore's background already. All of your mechs that you build come with built-in EVA capabilities, meaning you suffer no penalties when operating underwater or in zero-G environments.
Nice.
As a quick action,
nice.
you can shunt power into this component to fly 3 spaces and take heat equal to your mech size +1, although you must land at the end of this movement or fall. So yeah, basically, I don't need to waste SP on the EVA thing. I can just do that whenever, so I'm good if we're in space.
Nice.
And also,
I definitely want to try and actually run a space mission as a Deliverance mission, but I need to wrap my head around it. But do continue.
Oh, I have a space mission planned. It's gonna be
great.
Really
You also have to figure out a way to convince me to take those missions.
Well, I've already explained to you, well, you don't know yet in character, that the person you're getting your missions from isn't on the martyr side.
Alright, and then let's see. Took 1+ agility because of course I did. I also, as the first core bonus, which you get for every 3 license levels, I went with, of course, the corporation I usually go with, SSC, for their core, and got full subjectivity sync, which was all of the previous stuff. I flavored it a lot, but all of that was basically just so I could say, I got +2 evasion now.
Nice.
On top of my already ridiculous evasion. It's now 18. It's beautiful.
Isidore got the version of Sylvia's tech that actually works.
Yep.
I wonder how that's gonna. I wonder what kind of thing that's gonna make happen later.
And then, if you'll give me a sec, I will tell you what the Duskwing 3 gets you. So let's see, Duskwing 3. I get Stun Crown, which is basically just I have more flash bombs. I throw these. Target needs to make an agility save or become jammed, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Just either. Oh, actually, they do agility save to not become jammed, and a system saved, and they have to system save, or they become impaired. So if they fail 2 saves, that's jammed and impaired at the same time, and that's just till the end of their next turn. And then the other ability is Oasis Wall, which is basically just until the start of my next turn, I can only move in straight lines, but I create a holographic trail behind me as I move, and it creates a light barrier, which is the same size as my mech, and that grants hard cover to adjacent characters.
Like for the whole line?
Yeah, you just have to be next to that line, and characters that benefit from this cover also gain resistance to energy. The barrier doesn't count as an obstruction and has immunity to all damage, which means you can't actually destroy it until it disappears itself. And you can also just freely pass through it, you just can't end your turn inside it. And yeah, since I have 8 movements, that means I can just make a real big barrier if I want.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And yeah, that's it, right? Yep.
Cool.
All right.
All right. I leveled up. I took a my new trigger is for Act Unseen or Unheard because Bryn has been avoiding default for a whole week. And he has gotten very good at hiding in inconspicuous places while we have been traveling.
I don't know if you noticed, Jeff, but I renamed the men's bathroom on the Flavortown Bryn's room to cry in, so you've just mostly been in there.
Yes, you mention it every session.
I love it.
He doesn't actually cry. For my third license level, I have taken the level 1 for the Tokugawa to get the external batteries, which give me +5 range on any energy weapon that has a range. So not like the cannon. Anything with beam doesn't count, but like now my heavy lasers range 17, so like I can just fucking shoot anywhere. Additionally, though, if I ever take structure damage, it explodes. And also my for my core upgrade, because I have 3 levels in the armory. I took the one that gives me more heat capacity, and I'm immune to being impaired now. It's wonderful.
Nice.
Who wants to go next? I'll go after the next person.
I'll go.
Okay.
So Lyra has a new gun.
I love it.
She got auto-stabilizing hardpoints because she's tired of missing. So she has better accuracy now for more docking, but in a straight line. And she has the Leviathan Super Heavy Assault Cannon. She already had a rotary gun, but now she has a rotary gun that's made of rotary guns.
Nice.
And when I can actually shoot it as a skirmish.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's while spinning, I could choose to spin it as a quick action. And while spinning, it's a 4d6 plus 4.
Jesus Christ! How do you shoot that as a skirmish if it's a super heavy?
Unlike other super heavy weapons, the Leviathan can be used to skirmish if you fire it when it's not spinning. If you do, it's a normal 1d6 weapon.
Oh, okay. I see.
So,
but if it's spinning, it's stupid. You have to do the.
Yes, the normal super heavy rules apply when it's spun up, but you can also just skirmish with it if
which
she needs to.
Which means that I can barrage again with my 2 rotary cannons, but I have to not spin up the second one. But if I ever do spin it up, something dies.
I love it.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, didn't you like completely redo most of your pilot skill triggers?
Oh yes. Okay, so I already kind of had this, but now I'm actually taking advantage of it, which is I have an ammo case. I have different kinds of ammo now, including.
It's the same thing I gave Ark. It's good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So when I shoot things, I can choose to use thumper ammo to knock things back and deal explosive damage.
It's so
I can
good.
also choose shock or mag damage, which has arcing. I don't know what that means, but it's
arcing means you can shoot over cover or
Nice.
over stuff in the way.
I also
it's like a mortar.
I also have what was the other thing I did? Oh,
Exemplar.
Argonaut Shield. Yeah, Exemplar and Argonaut Shield. The Argonaut Shield, I can now am even better at doing the shielding people thing. I have an ability now called Exemplar, a skill actually, and I'm just gonna like read you part of this.
Oh, is that talent?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Exemplar means that I can challenge people personally to duels.
1v1 me, bitch.
Literally, I cannot voluntarily move away from the character, but get from the person I have challenged. I have to go towards them, but I get advantages against them.
That rules.
Including being able to overwatch anything that's within. If any of them attack within range 3 of me. So if they try to attack anybody else and ignore our glorious combat, I can punish them right.
Oh, you took all 3 levels in it, okay.
Yes, all 3 levels in it. I completely reworked my skills.
What else changed? 'Cause you have 6 total right now.
Walking armory, and I have heavy gunner.
So basically, she took all of her ranks in Gunslinger and one of them from another talent she wasn't using, and moved them all into Exemplar and Walking
I
Armory.
love it.
I'm incredibly good at killing one specific dude.
Mm-hmm.
I love Lyra's just maxing into duel me, bitch. It's good. Alright, I will go next. So hey, it's me, Jenner. Just like before, Default put her stuff up to a poll, or she would have. She has a special stream about this. Hey everybody, normally I put it up to a poll, what I'm going to be doing in regards to going forward in my stream. However, I just want to give a shout out to my new Patreon donor, Freya, who subscribed at the highest tier and wants me to just go into Rayleigh, that's how it's pronounced by the way, that's what she told me, for all the way until I get the kinetic hammer. So that's what I'm going to be doing for a while stream. Thank you, Patreon subscriber, Freya. Love the rat avatar. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing. So, Rayleigh 2, folks. Default's got a Rayleigh. Leveled up, put my point in hull as always because I don't know what I'm doing in this game, and I'm not allowed to know what I'm doing in this game because I can't play character as if they know what they're doing in this game because she doesn't.
All choices are valid in this game. It's fine.
Yep. So put that extra hole and put that extra point in hole. Put that skill up into charm because default already has max show off, and I can't put any more points into show off. So now she's just becoming more charming. In regards to talents, I took the second point in Juggernaut. Now when I ram into somebody, if I can ram them into a space occupied by another character, or the other character both characters have to succeed on a hull save or be knocked prone. And if I knock them into an obstruction large enough to stop their movement, they take 1d6 kinetic damage. So yeah, I'm just ramming things harder now. Additionally, as my I guess little like bonus, core bonus, I took the Formian frame. I want to be big. I'm big. I'm big, okay? I'm big. I'm not a tiny 16, I'm no small, not tiny 16-year-old girl, I'm big. So I have a Formian frame that makes my mech big. I'm sure I'm
no longer baby, I'm no longer asking.
I'm not baby. I'm done being baby.
So we have 2 size 2 mechs now.
Mm-hmm. Well, oh, you don't know. I mean, this sticks, so once I go into Barbarossa, I get to feel the size 4 mech, and I don't know what that's gonna look like. So anyway.
Do you count as a bigger size, or are you a bigger size?
I am a bigger size. Your mech.
Oh my god.
Increase your mech size by 1 increment. So, for example, from 1/2 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on, up to 3. Fuck you! Boo!
Oh my god.
Can't be knocked prone, can't be pulled, can't be knocked back by smaller characters, regardless of what system or weapon causes the effect. So yeah. So that's what I did with default because, and also she got herself a Rayleigh. Her Rayleigh is named Pugilism, staying with that punch things. I'm sad about the Rayleigh, but I had to get the Rayleigh anyway because I want the kinetic hammer. Because I can't have my fists, both fists on the Rayleigh anymore, but I can keep one fist, and it's just going to have to be what it is, folks. The Rayleigh has so many mounts, it's ridiculous. It starts with, it has an integrated mount that has this thing called a Mjolnir. It just does damage, and it hurts. I also gave her the hand cannon that, and she has a missile rack and a heavy machine gun, which does 2d6 plus 4 because fuck you, and still her fist, which does 1d6 plus 2. So she's still gonna punch things and shoot them with her guns and cannons, okay? I promise. What else do you do on a level up? I think I explained everything, right? The Rayleigh's pretty good. I like it. So that's default.
Yes. Oh, we all have +2 grit now because we're level 3.
Oh yeah.
2 grit.
Yep, we've been using that.
So yeah, so
you have to level round it up.
Yep. So that's default's level up, and we have revealed, hey, Isadora, you left remains from your hunt, and Freya was able to find default and give her an arsenal to kill Deliverance with. Wink.
I mean, that's her decision, not mine.
Just so you know, that's gonna keep up happening. People are gonna keep finding out that you're looking into this and in air quotes helping. Yes, Sylvia, it's your turn.
Hi. Thanks. Oh, this is great. I'm sorry, y'all. This is really fun. So Sylvia's level up. Got a new skill trigger. I can't remember which one I actually. Oh yeah, that's right. So her hacker fix was upgraded from +2 to +4. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of specifically turning off default cameras lately.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently that's just started to run. She's starting to learn about that. In terms of piloting talents, now that she's a little more used to the fun grapple scorpion fun times mech, Sylvia has the talent Brawler. She gets +1 accuracy on all melee attacks against targets she is grappling.
Nice.
Which is all targets you ever interact with, ever.
Yeah, basically for me, yes. Functionally. Yep. And that's on top of the +1 accuracy she was already getting whenever she attacks with her main melee weapon, which just got significantly better because her core bonus was from the GMS list, not from the IPSN list. And it was... what is it called? Overpower Caliber. So it can be attached to one mount on any mech she builds, and one weapon equipped to that mount deals +1 d6 bonus damage once a round on hit. So the flavor for this is basically she has installed a system on her chain axe, so when she slams it into the body of someone's mech, she presses a button and a little, like, electric charge detonates, and it takes a little while for it to, like, recharge to full. But it does, like... it essentially just vibrates the axe even harder and rips through a ton of the enemy armor.
Mm-hmm.
I did not take the Blackbeard, the third Blackbeard license, even though the SecMet MHP is a pretty cool protocol. Instead, Sylvia took a license in the Vlad.
Nice.
Which is another IPSN frame. That one's focused on immobilizing people and putting traps on the battlefield, but it also has a really cool weapon called the Impact Lance, which is replacing her flex mount. So she is back to all melee weapons, but now she has a significantly better one because it actually has the same threat range as a shotgun.
Nice.
For doing Overwatch. The Impact Lance is just a main melee weapon. It has a threat range of 3. It deals 1d6 energy damage. It does have one quirk, and that is you can attack all characters in a line between you and the target of the attack. You take 1 heat for each target past first. So if there are 2 people standing in a line, Sylvia can just impact through them.
I feel like that would also proc on Overwatch.
It does. So that's gonna be fun. She also picked up a neat little system off of that, which is the Webjaw Snare. It can be deployed twice before it has to be recharged with a repair, or during a full repair. But basically, you expend a charge to destroy a Webjaw Snare to a free adjacent space, where it arms at the end of your turn. It does not obstruct movement and can't be attacked until it is triggered. The snare is triggered when any character moves over it. They must succeed on a hull save or take 1d6 AP kinetic damage and become immobilized. This effect lasts until the snare is destroyed. So Sylvia, just as a free action, can just make a patch of ground.
It's actually quick action, according to the tags.
Oh, it's quick action? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I misread that. Either way, like, as a quick action, she can just go, like, you walk over this, get fucked.
Mm-hmm.
That does apply to everyone who moves over it, I
Yeah,
should note.
it's
so,
character. It's not enemy.
Yeah, so please do not, in future, if I do end up using the Webjaw Snare, walk over it.
I can't
I
make
hover
any
everywhere,
promises.
so, like, I'm good. I don't have to care.
Hey, Scarlet.
Mhm.
Just so you're aware that the license I took with those batteries, that increases threat by 1. Just period. On any energy weapon. That could be a threat for Impact Lens if you want.
Oh my god.
Nice!
Ridiculous. Absolutely
I'd have to
ridiculous.
take, like, 3 on, Oh, that's true. I don't have to do that, do I? I could just, like, literally take the Tokugawa for my next license.
Yeah, it's level 1 Tokugawa license.
Oh my god, that is worth thinking about. I might do that, but thank you. But yeah, that's the full rundown on Sylvia's upgrade. Is fun times with min-maxing on what she was already good at.
Mm.
Also, somehow she, despite having like way less points than Hull, her mech has the same HP and armor. Has like 4 less HP than defaults and the same armor.
Jeez.
But I have like way better movement.
Yeah, it's like I was looking into it and I couldn't see a way to like make a tank, right? So it's like I'm losing a lot for that 4 HP flex.
I mean, like you could have just taken the Drake with Lyra and been like,
I need to hit things really hard.
My player character is a turret now.
Yeah, I need to hit things really hard for this for the Vine, unfortunately, for the stream persona.
Can't believe you have a size 3 mech. Oh my god.
It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big and dumb.
You know how big that is on the map, right?
Big enough to bench all of our
I do not, but we're gonna find out
that's
when
a
I
full.
get there.
That's a full. It's a full 7 hexes.
I love to see. We're gonna love to see it. Anybody?
Yeah, you know that smoke screen that Bryn uses? It's that. It's that size. Well, no bigger than that.
I could shoot it, and it would just be you would be in it, and no one else.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, is that everybody? I want to make sure.
I think that's all of us, right?
All right.
Yes.
Anything else before we end?
Yeah. What are we doing next time?
Oh, well,
next
I
time
have
is-
2 things. First,
Alright.
do you want to do the debriefing? Wink. Or are we just gonna skip
No,
the
we're not.
debriefing?
We're not doing that anymore. Bryn learned his lesson last time.
Okay, well
It
then,
just-
That we would have a normal staff meeting later, but
Okay.
none of that nonsense.
Okay, go ahead. Then go ahead, Fafnir. What are we doing next?
Alright, so yeah, next time it's Boundless's first mission. So yeah, look forward to that. Can't wait for you all to meet my son. And then I don't think you'll see any of my terrible, awful CEO characters next time. But hey, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
And it'll just be a perfectly ordinary mission. It's just going to be a normal, non-fighting mission, and certainly I won't add any fights to it. Why would I do that?
It's definitely not a combat mission. It's funny because, like, look, when I say it, everybody knows, and now you're just trying to, like, be Jenner. Quit it. No,
I mean, really,
respect
what am I
it.
going to do in Lancer? Not fight? I want to see your mechs not do battles.
Yeah. Anyway, and in closing, I before we head off, I wrote a song and I posted it in the thread, and I wanted to sing it, but I don't actually want to sing it. I'll sing it later, and I'll add it to the end of this video because I don't want you all making fun of me while I do it. And I don't want to keep you up any longer. It's 12:01. So it's a good song. It's based off 1 week because we spent 1 week plus in transit together, and I thought it was funny. So that'll be the end of the stream. Goodbye.
So
later.
It's been 1 week since you met with me. Yesterday society said I'm ready. 5 days since you smoked with me. Said robots will just his dad's war maybe. 3 days since the conference room. I realized it's all for rotten. I'm gonna yesterday it's all covered. It'll still be 2 days till we slay the baddies. Hold it down once the heat sinks. They make you stop and think. You think you're looking at a molten core. I summon drones in the zone, so my new star is born. I like support because back up something I can stand. Hot like sriracha when I overwatch. Diving so much scotch because I'm all kinds of miserly. Marcus feels like just mad shit. So you try to match this. You're gonna punch a fucking mech split. Gonna make a big mistake as I forget the brace when the cannon goes up and the table is always there for you. To make my mech fucking glow because you know that he gets spot that overflow. And it's only though you don't have a chance radio. How can I help it if I think it's funny when you're crit? Trying hard not to laugh as you eat shit. I'm the kind of pilot overcharges that your H3 can't understand what I mean, buddy. Wait and see. I have a tendency to nat 20 dumb shit and have a history, and that only it counts. It's been 1 week.